Welcome back to Visual Brain. Today, we're diving into one of the most perilous stages of a sorcerer's journey, a place that lurks just behind our dreams, as detailed in Carlos Castaneda's The Art of Dreaming. This is a trip into a dimension where dreamers aren't the explorers, they're the prey. So right off the bat, this isn't just some abstract lesson. It's a stark warning. The sorcerer Don Juan says this to his apprentice Carlos, and it really sets the stage for a high-stakes, life-or-death kind of encounter. So what in the world are these inorganic beings that he's so worried about? Okay, so to really get the danger here, you have to understand what we're up against. Don Juan makes it super clear. These are not ghosts or spirits. They are conscious, living things, just not organic like us. They're these ancient, aware entities with a deep consciousness. And they crave the one thing we humans have a ton of, our chaotic, vibrant, and messy life energy. And here's the big twist. Don Juan reveals that all those dreaming exercises, learning to control your dreams, to wake up inside a dream, that was never the real goal. All that stuff, it was just training. The real test was to use those skills to pry open a gateway into the universe of these exact same beings. See, the whole point wasn't just to get good at controlling dreams. It was about training your perception to spot something that doesn't belong. These scouts, as he calls them, are like these little energetic breadcrumbs left by other realities inside our own dreamscapes. And if you can find one, well, that little scout can act as a key to unlock a door to their entire world. Now, this is some seriously high-level stuff with a very strict protocol. Don Juan lays out this 3-step process for basically leaving your own reality behind and jumping into a potentially hostile one. Step 1, find the scout. Step 2, follow it. And step 3, you're totally on your own. You have to figure out the laws of their universe, how to survive everything all by yourself. No guidebook. So, Castaneda actually pulls it off. He manages to follow one of these scouts. But he doesn't just land in some random alien dimension. Oh no, he's guided to a very specific and deeply unsettling corner of this other reality, a place Don Juan ominously calls the Shadows world. Just try to picture this for a second. Imagine a world with no sun, just this weird, sourceless light. Everything is panned in these muted, dull shades of gray and brown. And all around you, the landscape is just teeming with hundreds of dark, fleeting shapes, all moving in total, complete silence. It's incredibly alien. And as he kind of tunes his dreaming vision, he starts to make out 3 distinct types of beings, just drifting through the gloom. Some look like balls, some are shaped like bells, others look like undulating flames. It's this silent ecosystem of pure energy, a whole menagerie of shadows that is absolutely nothing like anything you'd find on Earth. So just watching these things is creepy enough, right? But then the situation escalates. A voice, with no body, makes contact. It calls itself an emissary from this world, and it starts to explain the nature of its reality, all while dangling a very, very seductive offer. And there it is. That's the hook. The emissary tempts Castaneda with the ultimate prize for any sorcerer. Immense power, not just in their world, but back in his own. The ability to move physical objects just by looking at them. I mean, for a dreamer seeking mastery, that's pretty much the holy grail, isn't it? The emissary explains this absolutely mind-bending idea. Its world is just as real as ours. It's held stable by the exact same force, the collective awareness or intent of all its inhabitants. It's like we've all agreed on what's real, and so have they. And just like their world seems like a fleeting dream to us, our entire reality is just a momentary flicker to them. That symmetry, that's what makes crossing between the two so incredibly dangerous. Now get this, because this is where it gets really clever. The emissary claims that it cannot lie. Why? Because in its reality, only pure intent exists. A lie doesn't have any real substance, no true intent behind it, so it's literally impossible for a lie to even exist there. This kind of alien logic makes the being seem completely trustworthy, which, of course, makes the trap it's laying even more perfect. But yeah, this seductive little chat, it doesn't last. It very quickly gives way to a really frightening escalation. The boundaries, the walls that separate the dream world from the waking world, they just start to dissolve. The trap is sprung. And the red flags just start popping up everywhere. First, the emissary's voice starts bleeding into his waking life. He's hearing it during a university lecture. Then, a new, much more aggressive scout appears in his dreams, And this one doesn't wait for permission. It just grabs him and forcibly yanks him into their world. This is the critical moment. He's lost control. He's not opening the door anymore. He's being dragged through it. And that right there is the ultimate risk for any dreamer who goes this deep. We're not just talking about a nightmare you can't wake up from. We're talking about a full-on invasion of your consciousness, something that threatens to blur the lines of reality and trap you between two worlds, forever. And so, we end right back where we started, with Don Juan's warning ringing in our ears. The inorganic beings aren't just passive hosts anymore. They are actively trying to keep their visitor. The journey into the shadows world has officially become a fight for survival, a fight where the price of losing could be something far, far worse than just death.